Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling a big one, how to actually switch careers and get into cybersecurity. We're going to break down a really clear step-by-step plan based on what the experts are saying.
So, this is the million-dollar question, right? How do you break into a field that's so in demand like cybersecurity? For a lot of people, it just feels like this giant, complicated fortress. You've got all these different paths, certs, tools, and you're just left thinking, okay, where on earth do I even start? It could be super overwhelming.
Well, here's the thing. The answer probably isn't what you expect. It is not about collecting a huge pile of certificates or just kind of passively watching video after video. No, the real key here is a completely different mindset. It's all about a strategic approach where you focus on building real skills you can actually prove you have. All right, let's get into it. Before you even touch a single course or tool, you got to get your head in the right space. It really all comes down to adopting the right mindset, which is built on three, let's call them keys to success.
See, this way of thinking completely flips the script. First, you get super clear on your target role. What do you actually want to be? A SOC analyst? A pen tester? You got to know that first. Then, and this is huge, you adopt a portfolio-first mindset. That means your goal isn't a stack of paper certificates, it's a portfolio of actual projects. And finally, you have to get out there and network. Your connections are going to be just as important as your technical chops. This isn't just about learning, it's about actively campaigning to get that job.
Okay, so now that we have those key ideas down, let's put them on a timeline. What does this whole journey look like, step by step?
All right, check this out. For about 6 months, you've got a really clear plan. Month 1 is all about planning and defining your goal. You figure out your target role, what it requires, and where your own skills gaps are. Then, for the next 4 months or so, you're in the learn and build phase. This is where you're doing the courses, but crucially, you're also building your first big portfolio projects. And then only around month 6 do you start networking hard and applying for jobs. See how structured that is? It's paced out on purpose to stop you from getting burned out. Okay, let's really zero in on this portfolio idea because it is so important. Think of it this way. Your portfolio is your ultimate proof of skill. It's you saying, don't just take my word for it. Look at what I can do. It's way more powerful than just a line on a resume.
Yeah, this really nails it. At the end of the day, your success is going to boil down to 2 things: the quality of your portfolio and your network. The courses are great. They give you the knowledge. But what actually gets you the job? It's showing what you've built and who you know.
So you're probably wondering, okay, what actually goes in one of these portfolios? Well, we're talking about real, tangible stuff. Things like an incident response playbook. That's basically your step-by-step guide for how to handle a hack. Or maybe a threat hunting report, which proves you know how to dig through a network and find the bad guys. Or even some scripts you wrote to secure a cloud environment. These aren't just school projects. They show a hiring manager you can handle the exact kind of work they'll be asking you to do on day 1. All right, so you've built the skills, you've got this killer portfolio, you're halfway there. But now for the other half of the battle, actually turning all that hard work into a job offer. And this is where that whole networking thing becomes your superpower.
And look, when we say networking, we don't just mean spamming connection requests on LinkedIn. We mean getting involved. You could find a local security meetup, like a B-Sides or DEF CON group. You could join a Capture the Flag team online and solve hacking puzzles with other people. You could even start contributing to open source security projects on GitHub. When you do stuff like this, you stop being just another name on a resume. You become a known person in the community, someone people have actually worked with.
But listen, as you're going down this road, you have to be careful. There is one huge pitfall that so many people fall into.
And this right here is what it all boils down to. You have to ask yourself, which one of these are you going to be? Are you going to be the certificate collector, just passively taking courses, listing them on your resume, and kind of waiting for someone to call? Or are you going to be the skilled practitioner, someone who's focused on building deep, impressive projects, who's an active part of the community, and who creates their own opportunities through their network? It's a huge difference, right? One person has a collection of PDFs, the other has a career.
So here's the bottom line. Making the switch into cybersecurity, yeah, it's a big goal, but it is 100% achievable. There's no magic trick. It just takes a solid plan, a relentless focus on building things, and a real commitment to getting involved in the community. Your whole journey starts with just one single step. So the only question left is, what's your first step going to be?